Explosions were heard in temporarily occupied Yenikievo in the Donetsk region. On social media, eyewitnesses report that the Ukrainian armed forces struck a Russian ammunition depot. Detonations continue at the facility of the Russian invaders, as evidenced by the videos published by local residents. The evacuation of the population was announced in the area due to the threat of detonating ammunition fragments. Residents of the neighboring areas are also advised to refrain from approaching windows due to the possible danger of a second strike. Local social media channels report that it was an ammunition depot of the invading Russian army, located in the private sector near a military training ground. According to eyewitnesses, the warehouse could have contained a significant amount of different ammunition, so they assumed that the explosions would continue for a long time. Social media also suggests that the Russian military facility was struck by several precision-guided missiles from the American Himars missile system. The destruction of Russian ammunition depots, in particular on the temporarily occupied territory, is a very important task for the armed forces of Ukraine. This will reduce the amount of firepower on Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian Secret Service SBU's Sea Baby drones took on Russian helicopters, planes, and patrol boats in Kerch Bay, inflicting damage with auto-targeting heavy machine guns. They also sank a barge carrying military gear for the Crimean Bridge. The skirmish took place overnight on December 6 in Kerch Bay, east of the occupied peninsula, when Russian helicopters, planes, and Raptor-class patrol boats attempted to intercept the drones, the SBU said in a statement. Russian pilots thought themselves the hunters and expected an easy hunt, but they themselves became the prey as the naval drones opened fire in return, the agency said. The drones were reportedly equipped with large-caliber machine guns with automatic guidance and target acquisition. According to intercepted radio communication, Russian helicopters suffered significant damage and required major repairs. Several of their crew members have been killed and injured, the SBU said. SBU drones also hit a barge that was transporting military equipment and equipment for the repair of the Crimean Bridge, which the occupiers are still unsuccessfully trying to restore after previous attacks by Ukrainian security services, according to the agency. A Stugna P-ATGM from the 35th Marine Brigade destroys a Russian 3 STS Akhmat armored vehicle carrying 5 infantry near the village of Sontsivka. The Stugna P, also known as Skiff in its export version, is a Ukrainian anti-tank guided missile system that has proven to be highly effective against Russian armored vehicles during the ongoing conflict. Designed with a significant tactical advantage, it features a remote control capability that allows operators to control the launcher from up to 50 meters away, ensuring their safety compared to systems like the Russian Kornet, which require close proximity to the launcher. The Russians arrived to launch an assault using armored vehicles. However, as soon as the infantry disembarked, the vehicles were destroyed by drones and artillery. The infantry itself was then accurately targeted by a heavy machine gun operated by the Ukrainian Marines of the 505 Separate Battalion. Marines of the 37th Brigade repelled a Russian assault and held the last settlement separating Ukrainian troops from encirclement in the Kharkiv sector. On December 8th, Russian troops attempted to launch a rapid mechanized offensive with an armored column against the positions of Ukrainian Marines in the village of Konstantinopolske in the Kurakov sector. The infantry assault group disembarked from vehicles a few kilometers before the settlement and moved in its direction with the support of vehicles. Some of the vehicles exploded on mines or were attacked by FPV drones 1.5 kilometers from the settlement, but the Russians still managed to cross the open space and occupy the outer buildings on the outskirts of the village. To knock out the invaders and prevent them from gaining a foothold before the next battle group arrived, the Marines counterattacked the enemy infantry with the support of Mastiff armored vehicles. The Marines of the 505 Separate Battalion of the 37th Separate Mechanized Brigade managed to successfully clear the remnants of the Russian assault group, driving the invaders out of the village. Putin: no one will be able to break and conquer Russia. Even his own audience doesn't seem to believe him. This is hardly surprising after the Syrian debacle.
That we will win. And no one will succeed in conquering or breaking Russia. On our side are both truth and the strength of arms and the strength of spirit. And today, it is a great honor for me to present awards to the service members who have been granted the title of Hero of the Russian Federation.
Stolen Ukrainian children are being put up for adoption in Russia on websites that have received funding from Vladimir Putin, according to a landmark report. The study by Yale University's Humanitarian Research Lab details the Russian president's direct involvement in the deportation, re-education, and forced adoption of hundreds of Ukrainian children. It could result in further charges against Putin for war crimes or crimes against humanity, or support a wider case of genocide. He has already been hit with an arrest warrant by the International Criminal Court for lesser charges. Yale's research, which was completed over 20 months of almost 3 years of war, outlines Russia's 7-point program of coerced adoption and fostering. It identified 314 children who have been forcibly placed in the program since Moscow's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. All the children were taken from the Donbass regions of Donetsk and Luhansk, which have been partially occupied by Russian-backed proxies since 2014. They were brought to midpoint accommodation centers in Russia, after which they were either placed with a Russian family or in re-education camps before being naturalized as Russian citizens. With new Russian identities, often including fake names, backstories, videos, and pictures, the children are then placed on state-backed adoption databases. These include the Russian Department of Education's State Data Bank of Orphans and Children Left Without Parental Care, a website run by the Center for Development of Social Projects, which has in the past received cash from Putin's office, and the Change One Life database. Each of the databases contains profiles that link to the children's profiles on the other 2 websites, Yale's researchers found. The websites also allow viewers to select children from Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhzhia, 4 Ukrainian regions partially occupied by Russia, which Putin claimed to have annexed in September 2022. Of the 314 children uncovered by Yale, 148 were spread across 5 Russian regions before being placed on the databases. The others were directly settled with families across 16 regions of Russia.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.